Today is an exciting day. Austin is going to build me a shelf. It's going to go from this corner to the freezer there. So I'm very excited about that. We want to continue to can food, preserve food, put up food. Uh-oh, Bubby is coming for. He's got the camera stand here. Bubba's down for a nap now, so he's not gonna be trying to get the camera stand anymore. So I'm trying to remember everything that I said before, talking about getting the shelf going. And so that way, stuff that we can, even stuff that I have in bulk, I'll show you. Like this is 25 pounds of corn, and it would be nice to just have a place to set some of these bulk items instead of just kind of setting them in the floor over here, which is what we've been doing. Something that big is just a little bit too much to manage. I feel like putting under our cabinets. And so I want to just have this shelf for stuff we can and then bulk stuff like that. I've even got some bulk spices that I bought from Azure, kind of in the Mylar type bags. And it would be cool for just little stuff like that to even have a little box for that and just put it on this shelf and kind of have it over here. So that's the game plan. I even want to get some little different maybe containers for my like potatoes and onions that I can see setting in the floor because they just set in a basket over here. So if we had a basement, truthfully, we would probably build it there, but we don't, which is absolutely fine. Not complaining. So that is kind of the latest project that we've had going on, and this is something we've talked about doing for a while. And originally I thought of doing something more like what my dad did in my sister's room, kind of like a build-in with a lot of cubby holes. But then Austin brought up the point, if it's going to hold canned goods, that's heavy, and you've got to have something that's like stronger. And so we needed to use some 2x4s and stuff like that. And Austin is so good with coming up with those kind of things and building. He's awesome. So that is the latest project that we've got going on. I chose the natural stain, and I think that I will be pretty much happy with that. But the stain, it's natural, all right. The boards don't even look like they've been stained. But I think that'll be okay. I mean, honestly, I don't even know that it matters that much because, I mean, it's a shelf. And what we would like to do is get curtains for it. Just maybe like a really skinny curtain rod and run across the tops, because there's a window right here in front of me and I don't want like a lot of sun on the canned goods or on other stuff, because I think over time that could degrade them. So it won't matter if we end up having like some kind of curtain anyways. So I don't know. Sometimes you just kind of gotta pick what you think will be best at the moment, and sometimes you end up thinking, yeah, that was a good decision, and sometimes you don't. But we have so much wood already, which I love. And it's funny, I was talking to Austin, I honestly like it if the wood is not all matching, if that makes sense. I remember getting a comment on the channel one time, something to the effect of like there was a lot of wood and it was different colors and it would drive that person crazy. But I actually end up liking it sometimes if the wood is a different color, so it's not all the same. I don't know why. But anywho, that's the project we've got going on. Super excited about that.
All right, y'all, we're gonna get started doing some of the cutting for Corey's shelf. So let's get to it. All the main cutting is done for the most part, and now I'm going to start doing some sanding, and then we'll stain it, and once that dries we'll put it all together. Time for a little sanding. Ouch.
That's interesting. On these parts that have that darker green, it
Makes it a little darker.
that's cool.
Yeah. Alright guys, it is the next day. All the pieces are, the stain on all the pieces is dried. So all we got left is to assemble it. I got everything cleared out here. I'm gonna just kind of build it and then build it kind of laying down right here and then just kind of lift it up. I'm gonna start by building the actual shelves, then put them all on their side, and then kind of put the legs on, flip it over if I can. The general idea is that there's going to be the frame of the shelf, and then one of the plywood pieces is going to sit down on top of that. What I'm going to do on each of these shelves too, to give it kind of a lip, so that the jars don't, it'll be hard for them to fall off. I've got these little 1x6s here. I'm going to put these on the edges, give it a little bit of a lip there, and it'll kind of make it look a little nicer too, hopefully. So I'm going to put these on the outside first. And then I'm going to actually wait to put the bigger ones on until I put the legs of the shelf up. There's number one, most of the way done. Like I said, we'll have a whip all the way around. That's what those bigger 1x6s are for over there. That's pretty heavy. road. A little worried there for a second, but I never doubted it. Never once. Okay. Never doubted it. Tell you, I must be decently sturdy because it didn't creak or anything when I did that, so that's good. Now I just need to put it up. Let's see if I can do this without giving myself a hernia. Need to get something under here to help myself. Whew! Golly, y'all, that was heavier than I thought it was going to be. But she's done. And don't look too bad either. Pretty sturdy. Again, we're going to put a bar back here, kind of in between. To make up for the spacing of the trim, I'm going to drill that into the studs and then drill this into that. So that'll make it even sturdier than it already is. That's it, y'all. Let me show you here. See that a little better? Is canning shelf. So, this is going to hold a whole bunch of cans. So, I mean, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go about 4 deep. That's 92, then 3 shelves. So we can fit well over 250 cans on here, about 276. So, that'll be a lot of canning space, as well as I left that much room under there, so because Corey wanted some room to be able to put like some baskets or 5-gallon buckets or kind of random odds and ends like that. So that's a good bit of storage there, so that'll work out just fine. But that's it. Appreciate y'all watching, and see you on the next one.
I love this shelf. Austin did such a good job on this. Been outside sitting in the sun. I love this. It turned out really even better than I could have imagined. He's so handy. I'm so proud of him for making this. He's made so many nice things in our house. He made a put shelves in the linen closet. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link in the description. Of course, he's done lots of other stuff, but I cannot wait to kind of play around with how I want to store stuff on this shelf. So he did the math and he figured out that this shelf should fit about 200 jars. So that's awesome. And at some point, I think it would be awesome if I had 200 jars worth of food on this shelf. But in the meantime, there is some other stuff, like I was saying, that I would put in it. I've got like the dried corn and the dried beans, my potatoes down under here. And right now, I just got a box from Thrive Market, so I just have some kind of random things sitting here. I got some fruit here. I'm very excited about this. this is gonna be kind of my pantry. We don't really have that in the kitchen. We have a lot of cabinet space, which is good. They're deep cabinets, but we don't have like a separate pantry space, so that's what this will be. There's actually a really big closet in this side of the house. That could be an awesome pantry, but it's a closet, and someday, Lord willing, if we have more kids, you know, there'll be a child living in that room and they need a closet. It's rather messy right now, but I'm just so excited, like I said, to be able to store just different stuff over here, because literally all of this was in my spice cabinet, and it was pretty much blocking me from even getting to spices. And stuff like overflow of salt, it would be awesome to store this somewhere else until I need to refill the salt shaker. And same thing with garlic. If I've got plenty of garlic right now, I only really need kind of one head of garlic in the cabinet at a time. I gotta do something with these. These are my chive blossoms that I dried last year. We've got more salt, some vanilla beans, and anytime I buy spices from Missouri, they come in these big Mylar bags, which is awesome because you can refill the jar. But anyways, I'm not trying to bore y'all to death with some of the same stuff I've talked about. And then this is my eggshell collection. I'm collecting some eggshells because I put calcium powder in Olive's food, and instead of buying it, I just want to run these through a coffee grinder. So anyways, I will get off here and let you get on with your day. I'm just so excited to have this space. He did such a good job on the shelf. Very thankful to have Austin. So comment below and let me know any ideas that you might have for kind of storage on this shelf. And as always, thank you for watching. God bless you, God keep you, and I'll see you on the next one.